on a global basis, there's a war against free speech. It's not just an incidental thing, oh, we just want to shut somebody up. That's not it. This is an orchestrated, top-down war against free speech. All the things you have coming out of Worldview Tube and Weekend, etc., all of these things are expression of free speech. And I can dare say that their traffic has been hammered as well. If they're successful, these masters of tyranny, if these people are successful shutting down free speech, we're all dead at that point, basically, because that's where the killing is going to start. This is what's on the chopping block right now. The reason you look at this organization just as because you could get something out of it, right? You should look at this organization as an organization that needs to support just to keep free speech alive, period. Who are you going to turn to at this point if this voice was silenced? Where would you go? Newsmax? Give me a break. No. Fox News? No. So I want to encourage you, support the foundation, support Brandon's work here any way that you can.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Live Up to Freedom. It is Wednesday, midweek. We're almost there. We made it halfway through the week. Thank you so much for joining me today. We are live on Worldview Tube. You can watch us on worldviewtube.com or install our free app. Go to your app store, look up Worldview Tube, one word, you'll find us. Install. And then make sure to turn on notifications so you do not miss notifications when it comes to, well, everything Worldview Tube. We are also on Rumble of Worldview Tube and X account of Worldview Tube. So you can watch us on Worldview Tube or wherever you want to do it. We are also live on XAmerica News on X. We are also live on my platforms on YouTube, Rumble, Substack, Facebook, and I think that does it for my platforms. I will keep an eye on the comment sections. If you have any comments, suggestions, questions, anything, throw them at me, and I will make sure to read them, and I will answer questions if they're there. 2 hours ago, I was kind of thinking, okay, I'm going to talk about this and I'm going to answer some questions. Truthfully, I didn't have so much of preparation of, okay, this is happening. It wasn't a fire hose in your face type of thing. But then I received a text message from Dr. Jamie Glazov. Those of you who are watching me on my platforms already know about Glazov Gang and Jamie Glazov, the host of the Glazov Gang, that I am the producer of. And I have been for 13 years. It has been an honor and a privilege, and I look forward to the next 13 years. But I got a text from him sending me a link to a website that is Iranian website. And it is not an Iranian website of outside of Iran or private. No, it's a .ir website. So I opened it. I'm like, wow, wonderful. Congratulations. I figured I should start my show with that announcement. There's a Substack out. I literally released it a few minutes before we come on air because I needed a minute to translate the Farsi and add my own, opening to it. Sarcasm is always needed. So if you want, you can just go to my Substack to read the whole thing because I'm not going to necessarily read it. But congratulations to Dr. Jamie Glazov and congratulations to the Glazov Gang. And I guess congratulations to myself as well as the producer. But Glazov Gang has made its way all the way to Islamic Republic of Iran's media. Woohoo. They're paying attention and they're watching, and you know how I feel about that. A website that is the Islamic Republic of Iran's. It's not funded by the regime. It is not government owned. However, it is part of them. It's approved by them. They actually published no links, no availability to the truth, right? They just put a screenshot of that show, which, by the way, you can find the full show on the Glazov Gang YouTube channel, Rumble channel, or just go to jamieglazoff.com to watch it. It was a debate between two Iranian Americans, both activists, on two different sides of opinion when it comes to the 12-day war. And this website grabbed partially parts of that debate. Of course, they started it with saying this show is in Los Angeles, known as the Glazov Gang, hosted by the historian and Islamophobe, Jamie Glazov. So it's always, as you know, I love when myself or anyone I work with is titled or labeled Islamophobe. So it's good. Let them watch. Because Glazov Gang, as I said, I've been the producer of the Glazov Gang for 13 years. It is actually the first project behind the scene or in front of camera, anything. And it was the first mission-related project I ever took on 13 years ago. And I have talked about Jamie plenty. We are a fan-generated show. You guys have been there for 13 years. But it's terrifying for them to watch because we don't, tiptoe around their feelings and we don't beat around the bushes and we tell the truth about Islam. James Glazov himself has literally dedicated his life exposing the red-green axis. And 13 years ago, I joined his team, and now we are, as we call ourselves, the unstoppable team. And I think today's news kind of make that point. I think even though I'm trying to not blow too much, but the smile keeps coming back on my face. I'm like, yeah, let them watch. Let them be rattled. Let them, get part of something and write it as if we can't get ourselves together, because the conclusion is this debate proves that there's a huge division when it comes to the Iranian dissidents outside of America and the opposition. Like, no, it isn't. No, it isn't. If you watch the full episode, which is in English, by the way, they disagree on the war. Rusbeh on the side of which Israel shouldn't attack Iran, and U.S. definitely shouldn't have get involved, which I share that opinion with him. But the bottom line is, no, all of us have one goal, and it's to get rid of your regime. So I don't care how much you're twisting what they said, what we say. It's just good to know that you're watching. Welcome to the Glazov Gang. It's great, guys. Anyhow, head over to my Substack after the show. Read it. It has the transcribe word by word. I made sure not a single word has been changed. Word by word translation of their article. There's a link to their original article because unlike them, I don't mind showing where I got the information. Those of you who can read Farsi, you can go read the Farsi one on their own website. Those of you who don't, just read my Substack and make sure to go follow the Glazov Gang because, well, we're making a difference. It is not every day that you see this. So I'm very happy there. Okay. Now let me go to the second. I kind of touched on this last 2 days on Monday on my show, yesterday on Mission for Freedom with Miriam Shaw. But now I have more information. We are officially, I should say, Live Up to Freedom is now officially a ministry. We are under ministry of a church. It's called the New Hope Community Church in Illinois, Palatine, Illinois, because there are more than one churches, so if you need. But now we can receive, at the moment, as of right now, you guys can send us checks. If you'd like to donate, and your donation will be tax deductible. If you like to, there's a graphic on the screen. Write your checks to Live Up to Freedom Ministry. You got to make sure the word ministry is on your check. And also the address is on the screen. You can see it. I think it's, P.O. Box 144, Westchester, Ohio 45071. That is P.O. Box 144, Westchester, Ohio 45071. I definitely do look forward to checking my mailbox regularly and hopefully seeing your checks, your donations that are tax deductible. So praise Lord. I know I have prayed for this moment for so many years, and I know many of you kept asking me, when will Live Up to Freedom become a ministry or a nonprofit organization? As you know, we are not officially ourselves. We are still working on that. We have not given up on that. But we are a ministry now. So if you ever asked me, I wish I could donate if it was a tax write-off. Here's your moment. You can now send a check. Soon we will have digital platforms. We will be on PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, and Give, Send, Go. However, all of those accounts are going to take a minute to be verified because they're digital. For now, you can just send your tax-deductible donations of any amount is welcomed. And the mission is about to level up because, as you know, for last, 10 years exactly, I have done this with no financial umbrella. I mean, some of you have supported me through my art, which has been there for only 4 years. Some of you have, purchased from my affiliates, but today is a day where you can actually directly donate to the mission of Live Up to Freedom, which also covers all activities and all missions of Mission for Freedom. Wonderful. This is exciting. It's, as I said, I started the day a little not super happy because of everything that's going on, but definitely Lord has put a nice twist into my day, and I hope for the rest of the week, the rest will be good news as well. There's a lot to talk about. There's still Middle East, because Middle East is there, right? There's Middle East, there's Syria, there's Iran, there's Israel. The new propaganda of the genocide on Gaza through a starvation. I will touch on that as well. I also want to talk about something that I wrote earlier today on my Substack. My Substack's been pretty busy today, by the way. Something else on my Substack that I was asked a question. I thought about it. So I will talk about how actually we, the Western side of world, has created a lot of imbalance when it comes to power, when it comes to peace and chaos. I wrote about it a lot longer on my Substack as always, but I'm going to touch on it, and I'm going to talk about a few of the places. And as always, my cat is over here trying to take away my attention. So not that I'm not a scattered mind as it is, but she's going to help with that. I will touch on that. Also, we want to later on the next segment or segment after that. Now, you see, for so long, I kept saying we need to know and we need to learn and we need to push back against the Iranian, specifically, I've been very specific that Iranian ambassadors, and I don't mean the actual ambassador because we don't have an Iranian embassy. Well, we do have a room behind Afghanistan embassy, but ambassadors as representatives of Iran's Shia faith. I've been saying we need to push back. We need to make sure they're not coming. But well, they have been here. They have a long history. But now apparently they're standing in Michigan, and well, they're having a new message with the Supreme Leader of Iran, Ayatollah Khamenei. So we will touch on that as well. But for now, let's wrap up the first segment with all the good news. We're going to go take our first ad break. When we come back, I will check on the comments, address them if they're there, and then we're going to get to the news of the day. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back.
Hello, I'm Brandon House. Melissa and I have been taking Bella Grace, this powerful elixir, since last fall, 2023. The results have been amazing. My hands would crack and bleed, deep cuts and cracks every winter for years. No matter what we did, we couldn't get them to stop cracking and bleeding. This year, I took Bella Grace, no cracking, no bleeding. My acid reflux, gone. Haven't had to take a Pepsid. My hair growth, the last 2 times I had my hair cut, the lady had to use thinning shears on my hair. That's amazing. We've also received incredible feedback from you, our listening audience, and the impact it's had for you. This is loaded with astaxanthin. That's a powerful antioxidant. Collagen, but top grade collagen. Studies show 95% of it is being absorbed in the body because of the way they develop it. Then we have something called cat's claw. That's an anti-inflammatory from a vine in Peru. It's the bark, and it's an anti-inflammatory. There are about 80 clinical trials on Bella Grace. Please get a subscription now and save. MelissaHouseBG.com.
Welcome back to Live Up to Freedom. Thank you so much for staying with me until now. MelissaHouseBG.com. I have talked about this elixir, the Bella Grace elixir, that I have been using myself for now close to 2 years. You probably want to try it first, and when you do fall in love with it, because you will, from the packaging to the easy access to the taste to the wonderful effects it's going to have on your health physically and mentally, then you want to become a subscriber, because that just makes life easier and you get a much better control of your budget. MelissaHouseBG.com. And remember, guys, I know it's kind of a repeat of the reputation, but I got to do what I got to do. Not many platforms give me platforms because, well, you know, I'm Islamophobe, bigot, racist, all that. But if you guys don't support Worldview Tube, I don't know. I'm going to have to go back to self-producing, which is hard, and then I'm going to start skipping shows, and there won't be much shows. So please do support Worldview Tube during every ad break. If you see a product that is of your need, check them out. Okay, let's say hi to everybody on the chat before we dive in. Hi, Cressa, good to see you. Hi, Paymon John, it's great to see you. SD Honey, it's good to see you too. But what am I missing? You said Napa Street is where they were found. Who was found on Napa Street 17 minutes from 405? I'm sorry. I must have missed the original comment, but I hope it's not too bad. Stephen, good to see you on Facebook. Stacy, always great to see you on Facebook as well. And a special thank you for joining me on Substack. I do love all of you guys on Substack. I love that our Substack is building pretty strong. It is definitely wonderful. Okay, so where do we go first? Let's go to Michigan first. How about that? By the way, the original report and the video that we will play for you in a minute as soon as I set it up was published for me. I found it on jihadwatch.org, which I check very regularly. So if you want to find the original one, just go to jihadwatch.org. And I've been talking about since June 27th, the month of Muharram is going on for Shia. Well, it is in the calendar, but it's very significant for Shia Muslims, because that's when Hussein was killed, and, you know, 2 days out of Muharram, they come out and kill themselves, mourning the death of somebody, I don't know, centuries ago. Anyhow, so the Muharram is still going on. I think we got another 5 days of it. Yeah, 4 to 5 days until they call it. And with that, every night there is a sermon, let's call for lack of a better term. Apparently there's this place in Michigan, and the speakers at this Michigan mosque are doing the Muharram thing, sermon, talking, and apparently they are in love with Khamenei. Let's do this. Let's, if you're ready to play the video, let's go listen to the video. It's not even that long. And then, well, I'm going to come back and rant on. Okay. That's all right. Take your time. There's no rush. So while we work on getting that error message off and hopefully get the video to play, just let me know when it's ready and I'll stop talking. Here's the thing. I kind of understand that most of my audience on all platforms, by now, you're all aware of the problem. The problem is we need to stop. As America, oh, perfect. We're ready. Let's go watch the video and be right back.
Roaring like Zainab and Sajjad today means that we must stand on the people of truth's side. The ones who are not afraid to say that the leader of the free world is the one who hails from Khorasan, who is the leader of the Islamic Republic of Iran, who made the demons run and scatter with shooting stars.
If they give us a choice between saying free Palestine and being silenced, we will never be silenced. If they have the nerve to say they will assassinate Ayatollah Khamenei, we say, how dare you talk about our religious and political leaders? To hell with your dirty and stained mouth. The blood of Hussein will forever be our blood, and the cry of Hussein will forever be our cry. Allah wa inna da'iya البعيد واليقظ بين الضلعين بين الذلة والذلة وهيهات من الذلة.
These Zionists are not human, regardless of their bones and flesh, because inside their hearts there is no sign of being human left.
They attempt to assassinate the character of our leaders, scholars, and people because they hate that we only bow down to God. Let me make it more clear. We are not scared. They can call us names. They can label us. They can try to clip our videos to make them look sinful. But the truth is out in the open.
Okay, first of all, I don't know exactly who is the audio guy of that mosque, but you know, you don't need all that reverb. It's all good. You don't have to turn it into a horror movie. As I'm listening, I'm like, somebody fix the audio. But they like to be dramatic. Where do I even begin, guys? Where do I begin? Okay, I am actually looking because I know there's a question that I need to address. However, unfortunately, guys, I do not have the city here. Oh, yeah, it is Dearborn. Okay, so answering the first question here, it is in Dearborn, Michigan. Yes. Okay. Wow, do I have enough time to break this down? Let me work my way from end to the beginning. Let them clip our videos and make our words sound sinful? Darling, I don't need to clip your video. I don't even need your video. I got your Holy Quran on my hand. Where have you been? We don't clip your videos. We don't. We don't manipulate your videos. We don't use any form of manipulation because we don't need to. We got this. So that's for the record. Nobody. Here, how do you even clip that? Like, how do you clip the moment where you says he gave us the choice between sword or humiliation? Not that you're lying. Actually, I appreciate your honesty. There are many of you left. Most of you cherry pick and sugarcoat, and I just called it cherry sugar. You apparently cherry sugar things. But there's no, like, what are you telling me? If I clip that one very sentence when you says he gave us choice between sword or humiliation. I can't even pronounce that word. Probably that's why you said it in Arabic too. You couldn't pronounce it. What did I clip? Did I make your act and words sinful? No, that is what you said. That is the truth. That is where things go. I can cut that very 5-second. And you don't get to claim that I clipped your video to make your words sinful. It is sinful. And we all know, those of us who follow your actions and your words and your Muharram, we already know your prophet said that the heaven is under the shadow of the sword. Again, calm down, chill. Don't make things up. Don't make yourself sound so important that we need to sit here and clip your videos. Staying with this one because there were two guys. I'm going to stay with the second guy that appeared on the video and said the following. What I just said was his words. You're a spiritual and political leader that you had hard time actually pronouncing his name. By the way, next time you have the idol that you get so worked up about somebody wanting to assassinate him, you may want to learn how to say his name, or just say the Americanized version of it so you don't trip over his word, because that is not exciting. Now, we'll say for sake of argument, Ayatollah Khamenei is your spiritual and political leader. What are you doing in Dearborn, Michigan? Sweetheart, you should pack up, get a ticket, go to Turkey or Germany. If you're going to Germany, you're going to have to still go to Turkey, and then from Turkey to Iran. And then stay there and listen to your religious, spiritual, and political leader. Because what you call a leader who you're defending, and I could see your vein literally popping out of your neck, that guy is considered a monster, a barbaric animal who has no regard for human lives. So for you to be in Dearborn, Michigan, and defend that guy and get upset and start calling Americans and Jews or Israeli government, because US government and Israel government, both technically Netanyahu and Trump, to be very exact, both said the possibility of killing Khamenei. Well, Netanyahu said it's a possibility. Trump said, we know where you are, but we're not coming for you yet. So Trump didn't even say anything about it. But even if he did, you need to leave. And I don't know why FBI and the DOJ and Trump administration or anybody else is not looking into you. I strongly suggest they do, because I have a feeling if they look into you, and definitely the mosque you're standing in doing your Muharram ceremony, they will definitely find more than you just being overly excited and wanting to fight anybody who wants to kill Khamenei, who's your spiritual leader. But then again, I don't think neither FBI or DOJ or Trump administration is going to look into you. However, as an American citizen, I just wanted to say, one, calm down. Secondly, if this is your value, the only reason I can think of you staying in America, especially in Dearborn, Michigan, is because you are most certainly part of the Islamization. You're not here because you love our values and freedoms. You are here for different reasons. We can talk to their leaders. I'm going to read this comment real quick on YouTube. Traveling Beard says, we cannot talk to their leaders, but they can talk to ours. I'm from Michigan, just a couple miles from Dearborn. They are buying up buildings in every city and turning them into schools and centers. Sad. Traveling Beard, yes. On the list I published of the Concord map of America on my Substack, Dearborn is definitely up there. And yes, I'm guessing when you say leaders, I'm going to take it into a spiritual leaders, because I know our churches, our pastors send their congregation to mosques, but imams don't send their people to our churches. So it's like that one way. Again, it's a one-way street. It's established. I kind of am trying to avoid being too repetitive when it comes to my discussions. But this guy has no place in America. Well, let me rephrase that. This guy shouldn't have any place in America. But the America we're in today seems to be opening up more and more spot and space for those who hate America rather than those who love America, those who are against American values versus those who would stand by American values, believe by American values, and defend American values. It just seems to be the new pattern. Now, there's a second guy. I'm sorry, that must have busted your ear. There's a first guy who appeared on the video. I need to address what he said as well, but we're up for our second ad. Let's go hear from our sponsors, and then when we come back, I will address the second guy, and I will address your comments. Keep them coming. Well, hello, everybody. It's Annie Cyrus. Welcome to my art studio where all the magic happens. This is the station for painting, and that is the station for all the resin art I do. If you want to check out my art, all you gotta do is go to lutfstudio.com. But I'm sure, or at least I hope, I'll see you at lutfstudio.com. Welcome back to Live Up to Freedom. Thank you so much for staying with me until now. We're halfway through the show. I appreciate you being here. And yes, you can go to lutfstudio.com. That's lutfstudio.com. Use promo code MISSION. You will get extra discount. And also that way you can continue supporting Live Up to Freedom. And again, for those of you who joined me a little later on the show, you can also now support Live Up to Freedom Ministry. We are under the cover of New Hope Community Church. That is located in Palatine, Illinois. But as of today, we can now accept checks. So you can write a check to Live Up to Freedom Ministry. That word is key. It has to be on the check. Live Up to Freedom Ministry. You can send your checks to P.O. Box 144. That is number 144. Westchester, Ohio 45071. And that check, that donation is tax deductible under the ministry of New Hope Community Church. That is Live Up to Freedom Ministry. If you do not want to make a donation, if you rather receive a product or something for the money you're spending, then you can go to lutfstudio.com. That's lutfstudio.com. Use promo code MISSION for a special discount. And I also take custom orders. So when you go to the artist store, there's a button that says contact or customize order. You can click on that, send me an email, I'll receive it. You can tell me what it is you're looking for. We start communicating and we can go from there. Okay, let's get back to the very, very obnoxious, loud video we just watched. I pulled up the information here. So this was, to be exact, in Dearborn, Michigan. Name is Hadi Institute. The two speakers, the guy who kind of switched between English and Arabic is Ahmad, and Ahmad seems to be key principal of the institution. The other guy, the first guy, is Hassan Salami. He seemed to be a lawyer. Now let's start. Let's finish because we already addressed Ahmad. Now let's address Hassan. So Hassan started wonderfully calling the Islamic Republic of Iran's leader, which good job Hassan on perfect pronunciation of Khamenei's name. At least you didn't trip over your idol's name. Saying, I have it here. He is the leader of the free world. Leader of the free world. I don't know. Part of me thinks maybe Hassan. It's either Hassan, you don't know who Khamenei is, or you don't know what free world is. There is no way you know both, or definition of both, and can say that with a straight face. Ayatollah Khamenei has bloods of tens of thousands of innocent people on his hand, if not more. And I'm not just talking about his role as a supreme leader in Iran that has issued legally, because he's the supreme leader, right? Every time there's a law coming to place, he needs to approve the final vote. He needs to say this is by Sharia acceptable or not. And he you know, the execution of everybody except the good Muslims in Iran is his idea. The stoning of a woman who committed adultery, proven or not, is his judgment, is his fatwa. And I'm not just talking about that. I'm not talking about this man who's been sitting up there watching Iranian innocent people slaughtered, hanged, raped every day. I'm talking about his involvement, direct involvement with funding the proxies that have been killing innocent people outside of Iran. You can find the footprint of Iran's proxies, you name it. You name it. You name the country. They're there. They are there. Remember Salman Rushdie? August 2022. August 2022. Where was he when he was stabbed? Lost his left eye? Do you remember where that was? That was New York. New York, United States of America, New York, right here. Who put the fatwa on Rushdie? Khomeini, the guy before Khamenei, who renewed the fatwa on Salman Rushdie. Khamenei. Just one example. You know what? One of these days I need to do a Substack that's going to take a very long time to put together, but I got to do a list of the names of those who barely survived or never survived the hit list of Khamenei. Not that it's going to make a difference to those guys or anybody who attend that mosque or anyone who's in Dearborn, Michigan cheering for Islamization. I'm hoping it might make a difference for those who care enough to take a stand and say, whoa, 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 wait. Isn't it enough? How long, or better yet, what does it take for Americans to say, can we be done with everybody who prefers anything except American Constitution, American values? Are we ever going to get there? I highly doubt it. That's not going to happen. But hopefully we'll get there. MD Drain on Facebook says, where to begin? That was what I said after that video. Well, let's start with the ideology of Charles Manson. Okay, Charles Manson ideology is exactly the same as Islam. I see where you're going. Charles Manson was going to have his followers kill a whole bunch of black people and start a war here in America. And then once everybody was dead, he was going to emerge comparing to Allah. And, okay, so I see where you're going, MD. Drain. But I will say, if we say Charles Manson ideology is exactly as Islam, then we are either downplaying Islam or we're upplaying Manson's ideology. Reason. As of right now, there is no proof that Charles Manson was planning to conquer the entire world. But global caliphate is the end game. Not trying to say Charles Manson was a good person or had a good ideology. Please don't take me wrong. I don't like downplaying Islam's dangerous ideology. I don't. Islam is after global caliphate. Islam isn't after kill black, keep white. Islam is after anyone but a good Muslim by definition of Sharia should die. Remember, Sunni kills Shia, Shia kills Wahhabi, Wahhabi kills Sunni. It's way more dangerous than what you're describing. Was he evil? Absolutely. Did he have God complex? Absolutely. I will not disagree with that. But I would say Charles Manson times 5,000 million, if that number even exists. And that would be where we begin. Yes, Steve Honey, he was crazy. He was. There's no disagreement there. Okay. So, as far as this mosque, these people in Dearborn, as I was saying, when are we going to be done with them? I just realized that let me turn on my offensive tone on for a minute. Why would Americans complain or even pay attention? Again, unfortunately, we are at a point where it doesn't seem like change of administration makes a difference when it comes to protecting Americans against Islamic Jihad. Just the way it is. It is. Again, you can find a lot of reports, a lot of writings on this specific topic of change of administration from Biden to Trump. And not only nothing has gotten better, things has gotten way worse. Well, it got better for jihadists and Islamists, but it's getting worse for us. And I know I can hear everybody who's out there saying Trump is playing, I don't know what level of the chess he's playing today, but I think we have reached probably 30-70. But these people should be investigated. Not because, by the way, I want to be very clear, this isn't about my bias, okay? I'm not going to deny that I am biased. When it comes to Islam, when it comes to Iran, when it comes to Khamenei specifically, I am extremely biased, not denying that. However, this isn't about my bias. This is about understanding how you keep your freedom, your liberty, your sovereignty. How? Here's how you do it. You stop those who are inside your home, like simply put, if somebody comes to your home for whatever reason, you don't know them and you let them come in, use your bathroom, the moment you start seeing red flags, you most likely immediately open the door and at first ask them to leave. If they don't, you kick them out or something. As of right now, everyone, including those who deny it, including those who get on the streets, marching for free Palestine, everybody knows what Islam is doing here in the West, not just America, everywhere else, France, Europe, Canada, you name it, wherever. Everybody knows what Islam is doing. So for anyone to try to say, well, if I appease them, if I don't trigger them, if I don't provoke them, then they're not going to attack, they're not going to conquer, they're going to coexist. I don't know where you've been until today, but you should join us on Live Up to Freedom Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Or you could just subscribe to my Substack, because you very quickly realize you're way off on that topic. As I said, I actually published a Substack earlier before the last one on how by just appeasing them, we have created nations and countries and borders that has created more problem, which I will touch on that. I think when we come back is my last segment. I'll touch on that when I come back. But bottom line is, when, I get it. I understand. I mean, I'm a huge freedom of speech girl. I mean, First Amendment in general, but there's freedom of speech, and then there is promotion of murder, rape, slaughter. These people who are calling Khamenei leader of free world, and then they go on to call Jews not human. And again, they can sugarcoat it however they want, saying they're not human because there is no sign of humanity left in them. But we all know why they don't consider Jews human. Again, right here, this would be why. Somebody needs to look into these people. That is not freedom of speech anymore. Okay, that's not it. That's not freedom of speech. We don't have these, but can you imagine if a pastor would get on a podium and said, I don't know, even Truth would say, let's pray for Muslim leaders who follow a pedophile and a warlord and an angry man. Woo! That church would be shut down so quickly we couldn't even figure out where the address was. That's all I'm saying. Double standards and hypocrisy and allowance they get to grow faster. Their hate, their ideology, their conquer just seem ridiculous that I'm sitting here talking about it. And I'm pretty sure by the time we wrap up, I don't know, a handful of people shared it. Another handful of people said, I don't know, Islam has no place in America. We got to go take our next ad break. I'll be back to conclude and wrap up the show. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to Live Up to Freedom. Thank you so much for staying with me until now, which that means you're probably going to stay for the entire show, and that is wonderful. I appreciate that. Quick reminder before I get to the last part of this topic. A few ways if you like to support me, my mission, Love Up to Freedom and Mission for Freedom. Number one, which is very exciting, now we're officially ministry. So you can actually send in a tax-deductible donation of any amount that you like to donate. As of right now, we can only accept a mail-in check, but hopefully within a week or so, we will become digital on platforms of PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, everywhere. But today, if you'd like to send in a donation and not wait for a week, you can write your check to Live Up to Freedom Ministry. That is Live Up to Freedom Ministry, and that word ministry is extremely important, guys. You can mail your check to P.O. Box 144, Westchester, Ohio, zip code 45071. That address is available on my Facebook, on my website, or you can just email me if you didn't catch the address, or if you have any questions on how to send the check. You can email me at liveuptofreedom@gmail.com, and I will be happy to send you information. Another way to support me is go to my art store, lutfstudio.com. lutfstudio.com. Use promo code MISSION for a special discount. Purchase a piece of art or 2 or 4, or place a custom order, and that also supports my work financially. Last but not least, and kind of fun, you can become a paid subscriber on my Substack. I have received many messages saying it's very much worth the pay. It is not that expensive. For 1 month, it's $8. If you sign up for a whole year, it's $80. So you pay for 10 months, receive 12 months. And I regularly write a lot. It's a lot easier to write. First of all, when you're writing, you don't have limitations. Secondly, when you're writing, you'll be judged after, not during. I've found that fascinating. Different topic for a very different show, of very different platform. But anyhow, liveuptofreedom.substack.com. That's liveuptofreedom.substack.com. And share that Substack with your friends and with your family. If you read something and if you think it's worth sharing, just go ahead and share the information. Let me check on the comment sections, because I don't want to start talking and then end up not seeing or missing anything. Agreed, Islam has no place in the universe. Now, you see, I can get behind that. I can get behind that. That's another topic I'm praying over and I'm trying to properly represent. But Islam has no place in the universe. Keep that in mind. We'll talk about it. Whenever Tehran or Iran is mentioned, I know who to come to. Annie, thank you for all that you do. You're very welcome, Steve, honey. Yes, Islam, Iran, Tehran, Middle East, I'll be more than happy. Sharia, I'll be more than happy to answer any questions on that. And I normally make sure to verify everything before I answer any questions, if it's a new thing for me. Okay, where were we? We were here. Let me pull up my list. Those of you who follow my Substack already read, I'm hoping you already read my my Today Substack. That is about West's involvement, and creation of imbalance. I have it right in front of me. The first 2 countries that I talked about, Pakistan and Palestine, I have done extensive expansion of Substack on. So I'm going to skip those, but just quickly for those of you who might have randomly just been clicking like, oh, who's that woman? Oh, cute background. Pakistan and Palestine are both created by the West based on force of Muslims throwing punches. Simply put. There is no such a race as Pakistanis, nor was ever a Pakistan as a country nor a nation. But then they didn't want to be under Hindus because, Muslims are not to obey law of a land that is not Islamic. So they threw enough punches. They killed tens of thousands of Hindus, and West was like, okay, here's your candy. Here are your borders. Go be Pakistan. And then later on, Bangladesh came out of Pakistan, because then side of Bangladesh was like, well, we don't want to be under Sharia. We want our own country. So we ran against, like, okay, here's your candy. Here's Bangladesh. But then here's where it failed miserably. Bangladesh ended up being a Sharia ruled country as well. So we basically just right off the bat, right? India went from India to being India and Pakistan, and then it went to being India, Pakistan, and Bangladesh. And Pakistan and Bangladesh that were separated from India because they wanted to have their own Islamic system has given the world nothing but disaster. Nothing. I mean, do I need to go over the list of Pakistan here? I'll go over the list of Pakistan. Pakistan has become a training ground for jihad. Nobody can deny that. It's the birthplace of Taliban. Well, who wouldn't mind that, right? That's a wonderful thing. Of course, they hosted Osama bin Laden. They're constantly at war with India now. I mean, from day one until today, they're still at war, and nobody knows when the final clash is going to happen. Who's going to drop the first nuclear bomb? India, Pakistan. By the way, Pakistan, not the newest, but fairly new country, right? Wait a minute, 1947. So not even 100 years, 78 years old. If my math worked fast enough and quick enough. About 78 years old, 80 years old. Anyways, they have 170 nuclear bombs. Make that make sense. So in 1946, Muslim Indians are unhappy being under Hindu ruling. In 1947, they got their own country. Woohoo! And then in 2025, they have 170 nuclear bombs. And here's the interesting part. Not a single prime minister in Pakistan has finished their term. They were either assassinated or they were arrested for crimes of money laundering, corruption, something. Like, why did we create this country? I don't have much time to keep getting angry. Okay, I'm just going to scan through. Here are other countries. I did already say Bosnia, right? You gotta love how we separated Bosnia and Herzegovina, because now Bosnia is wonderful, right? From Sharia prisons to flagging to beating, raping, having multiple jihadi training camps. And I mean, Saudi Arabia wasn't enough Wahhabi center. Now we have Bosnia to be a Wahhabi center. And then, partition in Sudan was another great idea. I don't want to beat a dead horse here, or maybe I should beat a dead horse. How much time do I have? I have a couple of minutes. My point, and the point of writing this Substack, is the fact of, I know we're proud, okay, I get it. But aren't you tired? I don't know where you're watching me. America, Canada, Russia, I don't know. France, Germany, Italy, wherever that you consider yourself a Western country. Aren't you tired of watching your government's hand all over this chaos and disaster while I sit here and try to explain Islam? Are we going to keep defending our governments that have done it all? Listen, Islam would not be where it is today if it wasn't for Western countries. And I understand the desire of having a third world country so first world countries can brag about it. And again, that is a topic that I will address soon. And no, I'm not going to address it because I was born in a third world country and found life in first world country. No, I'm going to address it because Westerners need to wake up and realize this Western life isn't going to last long. All the mistakes that Western governments made in Middle East, and then gradually in Africa, and now in Europe, this is going to end with reversing the damage inside our countries. And if you're willing to just sit around and constantly have all sort of excuse, oh, it was the left who did it. Oh, no, it was a radical right who did it. No, it was a MAGA who did it. No, it was that person. Who cares? They are destroying world because they can't get over their own ego, because they can't get over their own diplomacy. Islam wasn't this big. And I'm not talking about 1400 years ago. Yes, 1400 years ago when Muhammad somehow apparently became a prophet with no prophecy, there was no Islam. And then 13 years later, he barely had 100 followers. Yeah, that was a small. But the modern day, after Ataturk overthrew the caliphate in Turkey, after Pahlavi overthrew the Qajar dynasty in Iran, they did it. They did it. Then every single one of them was toppled by Western countries again. And now it's repeating. How many times are we going to repeat the history over and over and over and not realize all the pride, all the excuses needs to end? Because this time around, the Western leaders didn't count on giving Islam power equals one day they're going to slaughter us. They thought they can control it and keep it in Middle East. Lack of education, lack of understanding of what they're dealing with. And today, if we don't tangibly understand that our governments, from America to Canada to any country, most of countries, not any, most of countries in Europe, our governments are the reason that there are still over 340 honor killings reported in Pakistan. Let me repeat that. Pakistan itself has said, their Department of Justice has said that in average more than 340 honor killings are taking place in Pakistan. Why did we create Pakistan? Somebody tell me that. Why? And again, the list is long. Why did we create Pakistan? Why did we create Palestine? Why did we have to go and split Nigeria? Christians over here, Muslims over here, now behave. Really? When was the last time drawing a line between Muslims and non-Muslim worked? When was it? Because I don't remember. And I'm pretty good at history, especially when it comes to Islam versus other people's history. And we're still doing it. The frustration is we're still doing it. I'm absolutely out of time. I got 38 seconds. You guys are amazing. Remember, stay very vigilant and stay very well educated. Subscribe to my Substack, liveuptofreedom.substack.com, liveuptofreedom.substack.com. Don't forget to send those donation checks, even if they're $5. Right now, it's a possibility. So, P.O. Box 144, Westchester, Ohio 45071 is where you can send your checks, your donations, tax-deductible donations to Live Up to Freedom Ministry. And last but not least, LUTFstudio.com, promo code MISSION. I will see you, Lord willing, tomorrow right here at the same time with Miriam Shaw on Mission for Freedom.
Welcome to the world.